Welcome to Dr. K, a channel on which we discuss matters of theological nature and issues that concern the Christian denominations and churches. In episode 1 of the 4-part series, Jehovah's Witnesses in Crisis, we looked at how the changes that have been made by the Jehovah's Witnesses is affecting its very identity. We explored sweeping changes within Jehovah's Witnesses and how they've shifted from their traditional doctrines. But beyond doctrine lies an even deeper crisis, one rooted in scandals, lawsuits, and money. Jehovah's Witnesses are wealthier than most members realize, yet their financial dealings remain shrouded in secrecy. In episode 2, we will uncover the multimillion-dollar lawsuits and scandals that are not only draining their wealth, but also shaking the very foundation of the organization. Jehovah's Witnesses often portray themselves as a humble, non-profit organization, but the reality is far from that image. Just imagine an organization that repeatedly condemns the systems of this world, an organization that discourages members to avoid materialism, and they have dramas acted condemning members that are focusing on the material world instead of commitment to the Jehovah's organization and Jehovah, and yet to realize, imagine a shock that some member might have when they realize that the organization that they think is humble and a non-profit that does not promote the accumulation of material possession is actually worth billions of dollars. I'm sure for those who realize that, this will be shocking to them.
No wonder Jesus made the very direct comments at Luke chapter 17, verse 32, when he said, "Remember the wife of Lot." And there is the lesson for us. We are living at a time when it is vital that we do not look back in a figurative sense. What a sobering reminder that we should put Jehovah God first and seek his approval before family, money, and things.
According to Light Over Dark Ministry, the Watchtower Society is estimated to be worth billions of dollars, larger to the real estate holding and financial investments. Let's look at Jehovah's Witnesses' hidden wealth. Despite immense wealth, rank and file members are continually asked to donate and contribute their time and money to sustain the ministry. Many members are unaware of the organization's vast financial resources and the true extent of their real estate empire. Every time I study the Jehovah's Witnesses, I look at their history, how they've risen from humble background, from a small movement of Bible students, and how they've become a global empire. It actually amazes me in terms of the genius that went into developing this simple-looking religious organization into a global financial empire. The Jehovah's Witnesses actually require their members to contribute free labor to the organization as part of their worship, as part of their commitment to Jehovah's organization. They also claim that they don't go begging for financial resources like other Christian denominations and organizations do. Let's listen to a clip from the September 2021 broadcasting presented by the former member Anton Morris III, speaking about this very fact.
We're going to talk about money. Now, the fact is we never beg for money, but that's not to say we can't talk about money in Jehovah's organization, the earthly part. So it is long-standing. There is a balance here. Going back to the Watchtower Society a very long time ago, we have never considered it proper to solicit money for the Lord's cause after the common custom, referring to Christendom. It is our judgment that money raised by the various begging devices in the name of our Lord is offensive, unacceptable to him. It does not bring his blessing either upon the givers of the work accomplished or the work accomplished. So we do not need to be coerced into giving. We gladly use our money to support kingdom activities.
However, when you continue watching this video, you will see Jehovah's Witnesses actually literally begging and asking members to contribute more and more of the financial resources and their time.
But he said none should appear empty-handed. So that takes in all of us, whatever our circumstances are, whether at Bethel or in the field. Jehovah doesn't approve coming empty-handed. See, so profound thought there, and something to reflect on, so that we don't find ourselves, when it comes to contributions on a monthly basis or whatever, empty-handed. Well, I'm doing so much here and there. Well, money meets a response in all things, and you have to take that into account, even if we're in the poor range. Now, if we really love him, we're going to observe his word. Now, that means not just carrying out the kingdom, putting our time and energy into it. It also means money. See, we are willing to donate money to support the worldwide work. We're not ashamed to admit that this takes money to have these things operate.
I hope you are enjoying this program. To show your appreciation, like, subscribe, and hit that notice bell so that every time I produce a new video, you will be notified. And then you can choose whether to watch it or not watch it, or to watch it later. There's a claim by Light Over Dark Ministries that a significant amount of the cost of construction actually comes from free labor.
They'll shame others for having a bake sale, but selling luxury apartments? Nah, that's fine. You also need to consider the incredible amount of money being made after selling kingdom halls, taking into account that 60% of the costs came from free volunteer labor from the members. So why is the Jehovah's Witness organization doing all this? Is the whole religion a scam? Yeah, but they're not in it for the money. This just looks like desperation. They need to branch out for one reason: survival. When your membership in first world countries is dropping, leaving your support coming from the poorest nations, it's going to hurt the bottom line. Not to mention, when you shame advanced degrees and promote working part-time, it's no wonder your donations are lacking and you can't make ends meet.
One of the criticisms that the Jehovah's Witnesses has faced is lack of transparency in their financial dealings. Jehovah's Witnesses operate with almost no financial transparency. Unlike many religious organizations that provide annual financial reports, the Watchtower Society does not publicly disclose how donations are spent and where their wealth is invested. Light Over Dark Ministry highlights the organization's aggressive property liquidation. The kingdom halls around the world are being sold with proceeds sent to the Watchtower Society. Members are often told that the sales are due to streamlining or the need for funds, but the real reasons remain unclear. So these are just some of the pictures of kingdom halls being sold and being consolidated for various reasons. This lack of transparency has raised suspicions among both members and outsiders. Why is the organization with billions of dollars in assets continually ask for more donations? And why are so many local congregations being forced to merge or close entirely? So here are other properties that have been reported to have been sold. As you can see, the properties here. Here's the report that said the Hong Kong religious group sells US 14 million in property as home market. That has been reported. And there is also this building that also has been sold. And you also have another one there. Another challenge that is facing the Jehovah's Witnesses at the moment is just mounting lawsuits that the organization is facing in different countries. While the organization wealth remains significant, it is being steadily drained by lawsuits and legal settlements. Over the past 2 decades, Jehovah's Witnesses have faced a growing number of lawsuits related to child abuse and negligence. For example, in July 2023, a victim identified just as ND received a $40 million settlement for child sexual abuse claims against the organization, as reported by Shehin Gordon. And according to Light Over Dark Ministry, the Watchtower Society has paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in settlements to victims. These lawsuits have not only damaged the organization's reputation, but have also placed a significant financial burden on their financial resources. Let's listen to a clip from Barion Pickett's YouTube channel outlining the number of lawsuits that the Jehovah's Witnesses sect is facing in different countries of the world.
On March 9th, 2023, there was a mass shooting at a Kingdom Hall in Hamburg, Germany. A disassociated member of the congregation killed 7 people, including a 7-month-old fetus, and wounded many others before turning the gun on himself. Why? The country of Australia considers the shunning policies of Jehovah's Witnesses to be cruel and unusual punishment. Why? The country of Norway has cut off funding to Jehovah's Witnesses and deregistered the religion. Why? The state of Pennsylvania has started court proceedings that involve issuing subpoenas to all the elders and all the congregations in the entire state. Why? The Spain branch of the Watchtower Society is suing a group of people for calling themselves victims of Jehovah's Witnesses. Why? In Mexico, an association of Watchtower victims is filing papers to have the government deregister Jehovah's Witnesses as a religion. Why is this? In Canada, over 200 people are petitioning the court for the right to launch a class action lawsuit against Jehovah's Witnesses. Why? What's going on in all of this? Oh, I can go on. I mean, I really could go on for some time. But the point is, what does all this mean for you if you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses, or if you have family or friends that are in the organization? Do all these problems constitute the persecution that Jesus said his disciples are to expect? Or is all this proof that Jehovah's Witnesses are not Jesus' disciples at all?
According to Top Class Actions, since the 1990s, the Jehovah's Witnesses and their legal entities, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, have been named as defendants in lawsuits alleging they covered up allegations of child abuse. The group kept track of members accused of child sex abuse in secret database, according to investigations by the Atlantic. Tens of thousands of names and addresses of individuals in its ranks that had been accused of sexually abusing children. The total number of Jehovah's Witnesses lawsuits alleging the organization cover up child abuse is unknown, but many dozens have been filed, according to the report by Newsweek. A lawyer who has represented 24 current and former Jehovah's Witnesses who say they were abused by church elders told reporters that these lawsuits are just the beginning. Let's look at other issues and challenges that the Jehovah's Witnesses is facing that is denting its image. The Australian Royal Commission into institutional responses to child sexual abuse revealed that Jehovah's Witnesses had records of over 1,000 alleged abusers but reported none to the police. In one case in Montana, the Watchtower Society was ordered to pay $35 million in damages to a victim of abuse, one of the largest judgments against the organization to date. These cases are not isolated instances, but part of the global pattern of cover-up and negligence. The organization mishandling of these cases has led to widespread public outcry and legal consequences. What is the impact of these scandals on members? These scandals have not only damaged the organization financially, but also eroded the trust among some of its members. Many Jehovah's Witnesses are now questioning the integrity of their leaders and whether their donations are being used ethically. Some of the members that have watched my videos have actually complained and criticized the organization and how much that it is interested in just accumulating wealth and not so much being interested in members' welfare. I hope you are enjoying this program. To show your appreciation, like, subscribe, and hit that notice bell so that every time I produce a new video, you will be notified. And then you can choose whether to watch it or not watch it, or to watch it later. Light Over Dark Ministry notes that the increasing number of members are leaving due to these scandals. The combination of financial secrets, lawsuits, and questionable practices has created an environment of doubt and mistrust. So the more members wake up to the realities the organization faces an exodus of disillusioned individuals. This trend is further amplified by social media and online platforms, where ex-members share their experiences and expose the inner workings of the organization. Now, you know that in the past, before the internet, before social media, the Jehovah's Witnesses was able actually to control the information flow to its members. But now, because of the information age that we are in, and because of ex-members and many websites and social media channels exposing the inner workings of the Jehovah's Witnesses, particularly from leaked information, from leaked documents and leaked videos, the Jehovah's Witnesses image is actually being affected. That well-crafted image is no longer protected as it used to be. And because of that, the members are having access to information, because in the past and even currently, the governing body has written in their publications and in their videos, JW Broadcasting, showing and warning members not to believe what they hear from the media, basically trying to fend off and trying to protect themselves and make sure that members do not believe what they hear in the media. Here's a clip by one of the members of the Jehovah's Witnesses actually explaining why members should not believe what is reported in the media, even the outcomes of court rulings.
You have a bottle on your shelf that's marked poison. Do you need to open it up, take a swig to see if it really is poison? Believe what the label says. Now, for the purpose of this discussion, let's consider another way we can test out words, and that is to pay attention to what the words mean. Remember, we talked about media reports and how these are very often carefully worded to avoid a lawsuit. So suppose a report indicates that someone has been charged with a crime or that he's being investigated. All right, you have two words, charged and investigated. It doesn't mean he's guilty. Or suppose that someone is convicted and put in jail. Well, that would apply to our young brothers in Korea, wouldn't it? They were convicted and jailed. And what was their crime? They refused to kill someone. Did they do anything wrong? Or someone is found guilty by men, as Jesus was. It doesn't mean that he's guilty in the sight of God. So, brothers, we really have to think about these things. We may read that a person or an organization was sued and then settled out of court. Does settling out of court mean that they were guilty?
The theme for this program is, as Jehovah's sheep reject the voice of strangers. When he, that is the shepherd, has brought all his own out, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. They will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, because they do not know the voice of strangers. So what's the desirable quality? Sheep listen to the voice of their shepherd and reject the voice of strangers. But what does the voice of strangers say on this subject? Don't trust the faithful slave. He will mislead you. And who often have the loudest voice promoting this false message? Apostates.
These are just few of some of the challenges that Jehovah's Witnesses is facing, and we will continue to update you as the information becomes available. Let's look at what is coming up in the next episode, even episode 3. Jehovah's Witnesses are at a crossroads. Their financial empire, once a symbol of stability, is now under threat from lawsuits, scandals, and growing demand for transparency. In episode 3, we will explore another critical aspect of the organization's decline, the exodus of thousands of members, and why younger generations are rejecting the faith. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover the decline of the Jehovah's Witnesses. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notice bell so that every time I produce a new video, you will be notified. And then you can choose whether to watch it or not watch it, or to watch it later. If you think that another person will find this video informative, please don't forget to share it with as many people as you can. If you have questions, clarifications, even challenges, please don't forget to put them in the comment section below, and I'll be able to respond to you as soon as I can. For episode 1 of this video, for those of you who have not watched it, click on this link. For episode 1B of this video, click on this link. And if your interest is just to dive into the Jehovah's Witnesses practices, beliefs, and doctrines, then click on this link.